of politics. Okay. Hi, did you eat your lunch now already, my dear students?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Ano jud pangaon jud mo kay pangit ang muniwang. Ay, ginoo ko. Okay. So again, there are five branches of philosophy. Nanonood na sila, alam-alam. Okay. We have now five branches of philosophy. The first branch is what we call metaphysics. When we say metaphysics, it's extension of the fundamental and necessary drive in every human being to know what is real. Metaphysician task is to explain that part of our existence which we can call unreal in terms of what you can accept in reality. So what does it mean, my dear students? It just simply means that, okay, I want you to think your ideal chair. Sige na ba? Una-unaan ninyo kung sa ideal chair ninyo. What is the color? What is the form of your ideal chair? That is look like big ba, small ba siya, tall or wide? So I want to imagine what would be your ideal chair. Okay? Since you are done imagining your ideal chair, I want the chair that you're using right now. Look at the chair that you're using right now. Is that the ideal chair that you are using? No.
Dili, sir.
It's just because when we say metaphysics, the unreal item is just the extension of what is real. It just means that, as you can observe, there are types of chair, but we have our own imaginative chair. The chair that we are using is just the extension of our mind. For example, what would be your ideal house? Sige, Lobe, imagine your ideal house. Okay? You're able to imagine your ideal house. Now, is are you imagining your house? Okay. Now, I want you to, is the house that are you using right now is your ideal house?
No, sir.
Hindi.
No.
Una siya, ang idea nato class or the unreal things is just the output of our minds. Kana na tong mga kana tong mga butang na atong nakita sa atong palibot is just the extension sa atong unsay ginahuna-huna. Kung unsa gid ang ang unsa gid ang real para sa ato. Okay? Nasabtan ko ninyo, wala ko nasabtan. Nasabtan, nasabtan di ay si teacher. Okay. So reality referred to the as truth, reality. So meaning the fundamental source of basis of reality in the world and the existence. So imagine class, why it become the fundamental? Because without metaphysics, we can never, ever made or discover new things. Kaya nga naman, kung naala na siya, if you're not using your ideal or your metaphysics, di supposedly dapat naratay one kind of chair. But as you can see, there are different types of chair that you're using right now. Tama? Ang chair ni Jorel o chair ni Mary May ay lahi. Pero if we are not using metaphysics, ang chair ni Cedric, ni Makaela o ni Mark J, ug ako ay pare-pareha lamang. But since we are using metaphysics, there is an evolution, the extension of minds. Nakuha niyo? How, for example lang, ang mga painter, sculpture, inventor, how they to come up with a certain product without using their metaphysics. They are making invention because that is extension of idea or the reality that they want to exist. Okay? Asabtan? Question. Wala na question? Okay. Now let's proceed to ethics. When we say ethics, How can you determine if the thing that I have done is good and if this thing that I have done is bad? Or how can you say ang gibuhat ni Jorel karong adlaw ay sakto or dili ka sakto? This is ethics. Now I will give you a situation, my dear students. For example, di ba all of us has best friend or close friends, right? Now, your close friends and your best friend steal a large amount of money, took a large of money. Now, out of a sudden, he knocked on your door asking for your help. Mary May, help me to hide. I don't want to go to prison. Help me. I want to hide. I want to hide. Then you decide. Then Mary May said, okay, go to my room. Hide under my bed. A few minutes later, the police officer knocking at your door. Tok, 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 tok. Pero manok. Masa may tok, 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 tok. Wala, ana na siya. And then the police officer asks you. The police officer asks you, ana siya nga, did you see this person? Have you seen this person? Then, the scenario will be, are you going to tell the police officer that your friend is hiding under your bed? Or are you going to lie? So what would be your answer? Are you going to lie? Or are you going to allow your friend to hide? Are you going to lie or tell the truth to the police officers? So what would be your answer, my dear students?
Lie, sir.
Lie, sir, lie.
Ah, you lie. Okay, you lie.
It depends on the situation.
Oh, more to situation, my dear. So what would be your answer?
Kapag ang kwarta nga iyang kuan na siya enough reason nga iyang gikawat ang kwarta, then maybe pwede ka maglay para sa iya ha. Pero pag dili enough iyang reason, then it would be best nga itugan nimo sa police officer ang tinuod.
And you already knew that stealing is a crime.
Yes, sir. Stealing is a crime.
Regardless of the reason that he or she has, stealing is a crime. So, what would you do, my dear students? So, that is ethics. Okay? So that is ethics. So, a branch of philosophy explores the nature and moral virtue and evaluates the morality and virtue of human action. Nature of moral virtue. What do you mean by nature of moral virtue? It just, it only means that, my dear student, we have set of standards. Di ba? Sa society, natong gipaano karon sa atong ginagalawan, or the society that we belong, killing is a crime. Stealing is a crime. Violence is a crime. Torturing is a crime. Doing things which is not good to society is a crime. But that is ethics, doing or following what is right based on the standards that's set by the society. Diba? Sometimes, for example, sa akong gibuhat karon situation, you knew that stealing money is a crime. But then again, you decide to help that person. Do you think it is ethically right? So that is sabi ethics. You are going to evaluate what is right from wrong. Okay? use analysis and deliberation of issues. Okay? So we have this five analysis and deliberation of issues. When we say analysis and deliberation issues, when we have a problem, when we have this kind of problem, my dear students, when we are dealing which is not accepted in society, for example, killing, you're able to kill a dog, and you know that killing a dog is a crime or is accepted in society, then the punishment that you will have will depends sa kabugaton sa imuhang nabuhat. Bantog bitaw na ay mapriso, it's because we have this concept of ethics, the right and wrong. Okay? Now, ethics have five branches. Okay? Nasa five frameworks. The first framework will be divine command. What is this divine command? What does God ordain us to do? What does God ordain us to do? Sense of individualism does not exist, but not a collective or emphasis. What does God ordain us to do? Unsay gusto mahitabo sa inyong religion para sa inyo ha? And the main goal of the religion is we must become a better person, a good person. Why is that individualism? It's because collective na siya class of Campbell. Kamutanan, kanya section, you believe that it's okay to kill a person. But for me, killing is not okay to kill people. But since ako rin malahi, maunsa man ko, ma-black sheep ko sa society. So, unsa may buhaton nako, mo blend in ko sa inyo. I will able to accept also that killing is just a normal way. What God has want us to do. Unsay gusto buhaton ni God sa ato. Unsay gusto mahitabo ni God para sa ato. And that is to follow His step. Dapat mahimo kang maayong tao. Dili ka mabuhat og mga dautan. Dili ka mangawat. Maging buutan ka. Higugma ay mong ginikanan. Muna gibuhat ni God. Gusto gigat may sama. Dapat mo simba ka every Sunday. You pray every morning after you wake up. You pray before mo mag-sleep. You trust God. So, mo lang ordain. Kung sa gid ang gusto mahitabo ni God. Now, next one. Utilitarianism. The greatest number of people is the best choice and the moral choice. The greatest number of people is the best choice and the moral choice. What does it mean, class? For example, you're able to sacrifice yourself to save your entire family clan. In under utilitarianism, it is morally right. You're able to consider the benefits of others, sacrificing yourself. That is utilitarianism, my dear students. Nasabtan ko wala. Question the I. Sabtan ko? Sabtan pa? Oh, sabtan mo siguro. Kawa may naningog. Okay. So when we have this kind of concept, you're going to consider the benefits of the other people. Sorry. You have to consider, for example, are you going to buy a pizza? Nakabalo ka, bisan gusto makay ka ba, mabay kang pizza. Tapos, ay, kung mabay kong pizza karon, di ka kaon si mama, si papa. akong manguda, akong ate, akong kuya, akong lola, akong lolo, akong auntie, akong uncle, akong igagaw, then you are become utilitarianism because you're considering the benefits of many before yourself. But when you are not considering other people, but you are just concerning with yourself, now you are not being a utilitarianism. Okay? Question. Okay lang, nasabtan pa? Okay. Next one. Deontological ethics. What is deontological ethics? Moral duty to do what is right regardless of what the person thinks or feels about the situation. Moral duty, every human being has an obligation. Since you are a human being, you have this moral obligation. And what is this moral obligation? Which is to help, to be good to other people. So for example, class, deontological ethics. For example, kisa may mga tao diri bi. Nga naman po nag-omning mga ubang tao diri. Kani si may nag-og cameras, may nag-og attendasan ako ani ka po ba ni sig pamadlong ani mga bataan nga.
Hinay kayog internet, sir.
Sir, hinay kayo mo internet, di masabtan.
Mao ba day? O ta kaya dayala.
I-on, sir, kay musamot og kahinay.
O sige, off na lang. Ako na i-adjust. Again, ano may tabo? Sabi ko example, ako mga naong niyo, si Mark J, iyang gibuli isa may bully rin. Si Jorel. Karon, gabing hilak ni Jorel, kay gibuli man siya ni Mark J. The next day, si Mark J nindol kan Jorel. Ana dahil si Jorel, ana dahil si Mark J. Jorel tabangi sa kuani atong assignment be sa philosophy. Since you have a moral obligation, you will not consider unsa gibuhat niya sa imo kahapon, but you should help him because that is your moral obligation despite sa iyang gibuhat niya sa imuha. Nasabtan? Oo.
Yes, sir.
So for example, si Rian, isang giawa na siya ni Pamela, kung mga tabang si Pamela kang Rian, since Rian is a human being, and also she has a moral responsibility of obligation, tabangan gud niya si Pamela. Nasabtan? So you are not considering unsa gibuhat niya sa inyo ha. But what is your main point is that you should help her. You should help those people who are in need. Regardless kung unsa man siya nga tao. Kung gabi ba siya ka criminal kaayo, whatsoever. But when you saw that kind of people is seeking for help, then you have an obligation to help. Sabtan? Question. Wala. Okay. Next one. The fourth one will be virtue ethics, character development of individuals and the reactualization of virtue ethics. Away lang ha, mayroon sa kog tubig ha. Mayroon sa kog water. Now, ito, virtue ethics. When we say virtue ethics, how? Ikaw mismo, giunsa nimo pag-enhance imong virtue sa imong kaugalingon? Did someone tells you to do this para mahimo ang maayo? Did your church teach you to do this para mahimo kang maayo? Or did someone taught you how to become a better person? Or the society that you belong taught you how to become a better person? It depends on you na. Kung what do you think is very applicable to yourself, mula ka nga, be ang teaching sa simbahan, may mo Mahimo ba kung maayong tao ani kung ako na i-follow? Ay ako na i-follow kay para mahimo kung maayong tao di ay. The absurd. The factors that you are going to enhance your individual character kana sa imuha na class. Why mo ingon sa imuha nga hoy ikaw Pamela dapat sige kaghatag bisan nay mga ayos mo sige kaghatag papel. In deep inside sa imong kagalingon dili man applicable sa ako kay dili man ako. Dili ko giving nga pagkatao. Muhatag ko pero naay limit. Diba? So mangita mo application sa inyo how to enhance yourself kung applicable ba sa inyo ha. For example, si Mikaela, gina siya sa iyang lola nga, ikaw Mikaela ha, pag nakay pagkaon, manghatag jud ka. Bisan gutom na kayo si Mikaela, bisan wala siya palitog pamahaw. Unya ngay nangayo sa pagkaon, ihatag na ni Pamela, kay mamaingon sa iyang lola nga muhatag ka pag naay mangayo. And do you think Mikaela is applicable na sa imo sa panahon nga gigutom ka? Diba? So dapat, if you're going to enhance yourself, think those kind of concept nga applicable ba sa imong kaugalingon. Ako gani personally, ako sa una no during college high school, college days na ako, high school, college days. First year college ko. I am so tagaw. Di ko manghatag og answer. Di ko manghatag pagkaon. Gabi ko kadalo kaya di na dalo gid ko as in dalo kayo ko. But gipalibutan jud kog mga tao nga kana ganing gabi kay mo hatag gani class. Kaya lang bisan mo na iyaha, kalabang na special ay mga rich kid man dahil mo di man ka experiencing ana. Kalagay mga feeling nga last candy na lang nimo para sa imo ha. Ide pa nimong hatag sa lain. Kalagay na concept. So muna na akong ala, kabad dahil ako no bisan dagay ako pwede ko kabalo mo hatag. Mo na karon pasalamat ko kay I able to apply that kind of moral virtues sa akong self because giving is sharing. And when you share, there's something good that will come to you. But again, class, when you are helping somebody or anybody, don't expect something in return. Lahira ba mga tao karon? O sige, tabangan ta ka, pero libre akong snack ha. Sige, tabangan ta ka, pero tabangan kong panguyag pang ano ha. Sige, tabangan ta ano sa imong bike pero pahumla ko anay pag kong paayo. Sige, tabangan ta pagtuon ha, pero pasundugan ko pag pero ubalo ko ng mga ligutag Britanya. Nay kapalit ba? No. You are not ethically doing what is right. Because when you help virtue ethics in yourself, it's better to help without expecting because, sige, have you ever tried to help somebody aside from yourself? May tabangan? May mga tabangan, di ba? Di ba, lamig kayo sa pilingan na kay matabangan, nga, my God, so thank you. Di ba lamig kayo sa pilingan, naku, tabangan ka ng adlaw. So, when you help somebody, my dear students, don't expect in return. Because if you are a Christian believer, si God na bahala sa inyo ha. Okay? Don't expect too much. Kaya kung mag-expect ka, masakitan ra ka. Okay, next one. Relativism. What this relativism means, my dear students? When we say relativism, what is right for me may not right to you. What is right to you may not right to me. For example, gisipan akong itoy. Para sa kuha, sakto na sipaw na ako ng utoy kay badlongon kaayo. Pero sa imo, bisan badlongon pa ng itoy, dapat din mo sipaw ng itoy kay bad na siya. That is relativism. What is beautiful to my eyes may not beautiful to you. Tama? For example, when you buy, or you bought something sa mall, may nung barkada nga, hala, nindot lagi ni siya. Ay, pag ano mo nga, siya nindot ka pangit, ana eh. Pumali, angay, pumali, di makaayangan, ana. Mga mo, ha? Kanindot, ani, dili na kay pangit, kina para sa imo. Ah, nindot lagi ni para sa ako. That is relativism. Kung unsa ang mga bagay nga dili mo pareha. Okay? So for example ng death penalty. You know what is death penalty, my dear students? Ano death penalty? Alam niyo 'yon?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Oh, very good. Sa China, applicable ang death penalty. But sa Philippines, dili. Because we are against human rights. So let's make a relativism. Lahi-lahi tag perspective sa life. Kaya nga lahi-lahi tag mga religion, lahi-lahi tag mga belief, lahi tag perspective sa life, lahi-lahi man ta. We cannot please everybody, my dear students. For example, you cannot please Mark, nang may kakang Mark na Mark, wapa lagi kayo na si Mark, Angela. Kaya para kayong Mark, di man gwapa si Angela. So we cannot push the things that we want to other people because we are different. Okay? Kaya sometimes we talk, di ba? Sometimes if you observe, if you have best friend, sometimes you have different, different outlook sa life. Ikaw hilumon ka siya, tabian ka ayo, pero mag-click gihapon mo. Siya laagan, ikaw magpiro ka balay, pero nag-click gihapon mo. Diba? Relativism. Okay? So now, sa relativism class, na two terms. Ethical relationalism and ethical pluralism. Now, what is the difference between the two, my dear students? Okay? When we say ethical relationism, which is make judgment based on the context. And what is this context? Based on the society. Ethical relationism is based on the society. Kung unsay tama o kung unsay dili tama, dito ka mo base. Dili ka pwede mo base sa imong kaugalingon. But you base kung asa ang sakto o ginapalo sa society. For example, ang pangawat, sa'yo bilang mangawat. So dapat, since you know what type ang mangawat, so di lagi ka mangawat kasi sa'yo, yun na siya. So kung makasala ka, bisa unsa pang pangay na magpasaylo, since nangawat ka, that is wrong. That will fall to ethical relationism. So what is ethical pluralism? When we say political pluralism, is a difference or cultural diversity. Okay. Dili sa syudad, we dress. Diba? So, manamit ta, mag-brief ta, mag-panty ta, mag-bra ta, mag-t-shirt ta, mag-short ta. Mag-kasut ta sa ubon. But, for those people who live in the far bukid na area, bisan manghubo pa sila, was sila pakialam. Why? Because now, ethical pluralism is considering the diversity. Kung para sa ilaha, ang paghukas is maayra, bisan babae ka, dawata. Ayaw sila i-judge. Ayaw sila nga, ka mga tagaw ba anak nila, uy? Kita, we are now living in the 21st century where we can use laptop, tablet, cellphone, what kind of gadgets. Pero sa lahat is kakabalo mo, gamit. Kaya asa man sila to, sila bukid. And if there is an instance or a chance nga masugatan ninyo sila class, don't you dare to tell them katagaw ba nimo? Kay lahi-lahi tag culture, lahi-lahi tag practices. Can you Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Question, my dear students. Nasabtan?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why question? Nasabtan akong
Sir,
discussion? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So we have this concept of human right and international right. When we say human right, paggawas pa lang nimo sa bilahan sa imong mama, na naka-human right, my dear students. For example, did your parent send you to school, yes or no?
Yes.
Right to
Yes.
education.
Yes, sir.
Did your parents bought you clothes to wear, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir.
Right to have a clothes. Did your parents bought you food to eat, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Right to
sir.
live. Did your parents give you a room which you can sleep at peaceful at night, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Then
sir.
you have the rights. Pagbuhay pa lang ninyo, alang inyong right, inyo na lang claim na lang sa inyo ha. So you are so lucky, my dear students, that you're able to practice those kind of rights. Daghan kayo bata sa squatter area, they cannot afford to send their child go to school. They cannot afford to buy clothes to their children sa squatter area. They cannot provide or afford na makabili ng pagkaon at least 3 times a day. And we are so lucky that we're able to eat 3 times a day. Okay? So, this is the reality. So, we have the right. Now, what is international rights? You can have this international right when you're able to reach the legal age. And what is the legal age here in the Philippines, my dear students?
18.
18 years old. Very good. When you are 18 years old, now, you have the right to have a property. You can buy your own property. House, car, land. You can buy na. Then, you have a right to fair trial court. Kaya nga naman, when you are 18, pwede na ka mapriso. Kayo are in the legal age. Right to free from torture. When you are 18 years old, pag ikulata ka, pwede na, ang mukulata sa imo, pwede na nimo i-demanda. Pwede na mo siya kasuhan. Okay? Pwede na mo siyang kasuhan. So, mo to siya ang reality sa life. Okay? So, last slide na lang ni. So, can you screenshot this one, class? Kaya basta mapin ako sa quiz. This one lang. Okay. What does God ordain us to do? Divine command. What has the desirable consequences? Utilitarianism. Whatever What does my duty to do? Ethics. What kind of person I ought to be? Virtue ethics. What does my culture or society think ought to do is relativism. Okay? So, nag-screenshot mo ito? Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir.
tomorrow, we are going to discuss 3 remaining branches of philosophy. So, after that, on Monday, we will have a long quiz, my dear students. So, I will going to upload the PowerPoint presentation sa group GC ninyo. Pag-grab na lang mo og copy para for you to study. Okay? What a question?
Wala na, sir.
Okay, I think that's good. Well, thank you for coming. See you
Wala na,
tomorrow.
sir.